There's some interesting rumors going around right now surrounding Bianca Belair and the Street Profits, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out the latest for Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and more. Let's start things off with the big rumor changes that could be coming up for both Bianca Belair and the Street Profits. Reports claim that Bianca, Montez, and Angelo could all be turning heel later on in 2023. This rumor and report definitely went viral and had lots of discussions going on within the community. Now, when it comes to Bianca Belair, a heel turn for her was something that everyone was discussing shortly after the fan reaction to her at WWE Backlash. Despite being the genuine 100% babyface in the feud, the Puerto Rico Backlash crowd absolutely booed Bianca Belair out of the building. The Bleacher Report wrestling Twitter account even tweeted out a picture of John Cena from 2006 One Night Stand and posted a caption about how that was Bianca Belair at Backlash. Of course, nothing can really compare to the negative reaction John Cena got at 2006 One Night Stand, but everyone understood what they were trying to say. Bianca Belair surprisingly found herself dealing with a hostile crowd and wasn't expecting that sort of reaction from them. But like we talked about shortly after Backlash, everyone gave Bianca credit though, because she quickly adjusted and was doing just a great job playing off the crowd's reaction towards her. But what everyone was discussing at the time was if this negative crowd reaction towards Bianca Belair was a one-time thing, or if it was going to shift into a new trend. Well, now that it's been a few weeks since Backlash and several more SmackDown crowds have had great reactions to Bianca Belair, it appears to be safe to say that it was only a one-time thing. But that's when this new report dropped that made things interesting. It's being reported that a heel turn is actually on the horizon for Bianca Belair and how it could happen before the end of the year. And if this does turn out to be true, it would be very interesting to see what route they decide to take a heel Bianca Belair in. This is something we discussed after Backlash. We talked about how a corruption arc of some sorts could be a nice way to handle Bianca's heel transition. Have the 400-plus day title reign, all the big wins, the undefeated streak at WrestleMania. Just have all of the recent great accomplishments really get to her head and give her this new feeling of truly being unstoppable and full of this new level of arrogance. She truly feels like she can't be beaten, brags about it, and maybe something like that starts that heel transition. But it's definitely exciting and intriguing because obviously we've never seen Bianca Belair as a heel on the main roster. She debuted on Raw back in 2020 during the Performance Center shows, and she remained a babyface on the main roster ever since. So it's a rumored direction for Bianca Belair that could be approaching and happening in the coming months. And of course, this same report also claims that a heel turn is coming for the Street Profits. The Street Profits debuted right around the same time frame as Bianca Belair and have also remained babyfaces for their entire main roster run so far. WWE lightly teased some tension forming between Angelo and Montez over the last few years. Everyone thought that a split was imminent several times, but no follow-up ever came from those Street Profit tension teasers. Everyone thought the only next step for the Street Profits after so many years together was to break up. But it looks like they could be taking a new route of turning heel together as a tag team, which again is a very intriguing route because we're so used to seeing them as baby faces that it does make you wonder what a heel version of that team could look like and what big things they could accomplish as a heel tag team. It's been several years since the Street Profits held any tag team championship gold, but maybe turning heel could push them back into the title scene as serious threats to the tag team champions. So it's something to most definitely keep an eye on, but it's looking like we have a strong possibility to see these three major heel turns later on this year. Drew McIntyre's WWE status has been the biggest mystery ever since his last match at WrestleMania 39. Despite the mysterious disappearance from WWE television, Drew was still featured during the 2023 WWE Draft and was drafted to Raw, but it's been several weeks since the draft officially came into effect, and Drew McIntyre is still nowhere to be found. So what's the latest there and what's going on? Well, in the weeks that immediately followed WrestleMania 39, the rumor was that Drew McIntyre and WWE couldn't come to an agreement for a contract extension, and how Drew allegedly wasn't so thrilled with his current creative direction within the company. And it looks like this story still hasn't changed that much. The latest reports claim that Drew and WWE still haven't agreed on a new deal, but that Drew McIntyre can't really sit on the sidelines and wait until his current deal expires. That's not how things work. Reports claim that if they decide to, WWE can implement the contract freeze, meaning that how much time Drew McIntyre has left on his current deal will be frozen, and all that time that he's currently missing will be added to the end of his current deal. The contract freeze makes it so that talent can't just sit at home for the last few weeks or months of their WWE deals and instantly get free. If you owe the company a few months left on your deal, you gotta be there and work the time that's left on the deal. Same thing goes for injuries. If a superstar misses several months due to an injury, WWE allegedly has the right to freeze that injury time and then add it to their current deals once they return. That's why everyone feels like Drew McIntyre will definitely be back in WWE, even if it's just for a little bit of time. So reports claim that Drew McIntyre will be back at some point, and how his current absence is most likely just a creative issue right now. They're just waiting for the perfect time to reintroduce him and have that return on Raw. A lot of fans think that Seth Rollins versus a heel Drew McIntyre with the World Heavyweight title being on the line would be the perfect return for Drew, and the perfect first program for the next World Heavyweight title. And this is something we discussed before. Just the idea of Drew McIntyre returning with a new edgier persona and adjusting his focus to be back in the world title scene. That seems like the perfect big return for Drew McIntyre that will elevate him right back to the main event level. So be on the lookout for Drew McIntyre's WWE return that could be coming in the near future on Raw. As far as things go with Seth Rollins, his name is still buzzing from the big Marvel casting that was recently announced for him. Seth Rollins already missed an episode of Raw due to the filming of Captain America: New World Order. They had to pre-tape a Raw segment with Seth Rollins to hype up Night of Champions match on Raw while he was away filming, and reports claim that this may continue for a little bit longer. Seth Rollins is expected to miss at least one more episode of Raw due to filming Captain America: New World Order. Seth's WWE schedule is expected to return back to normal once the Marvel filming wraps up. So big things on the horizon for Seth Rollins, both inside and outside of the ring. So we'll have to see what other projects could Seth Rollins pick up in the future. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.